welcome to Quarantine Podcast, where you get to learn about people's everyday lives. Today with me in the studio is Ashley Green, our next speaker. Hello everybody, it's Ashley. I'm glad to be here with you guys to talk about my journey with math. Let's start at the beginning. When I was younger, I really did not like math, at all. I was pretty okay at it, but I really hated doing it. During my childhood, I would always avoid doing any math and would never do anything except what I absolutely had to do for class. And then whenever I would have to do math, I always got sad because I really did not want to do it, but life's gonna happen. A little bit of a backstory for you guys, so you guys really understand this whole story. Every summer, before this main story happened, my mom would pick me up math books from Barnes & Noble's, a local bookstore here in Albuquerque, so I wouldn't quote-unquote lose my math skills from the year before. Never really understood why she did that, but I guess I would always come back to school with more math remembered than anyone else in my grades, so not too bad. I absolutely hated doing those math books though, but Mom says. Mom even had those little times tables cards and would have me do at least one of them every day. Those, let me tell you, were the worst. I would always procrastinate doing them and then would just breeze through them, not really paying attention to what was happening and just not learning really much. Now, back to the main story. The big event. When I was in second grade, I had a teacher who my family knew very well. One day, my elementary school, Puesta del Sol, was offering an extra math test to anyone who wanted to take it. My second grade teacher had asked the whole class if we wanted to do this extra math thing. And you know who was the only one who didn't raise their hand? That person would be me. Ashley Green, little baby me, was the only one who did not raise their hand. I was so extremely embarrassed and looked everywhere I could to not make eye contact with my teacher because I knew she would have told me something and asked me why I didn't want to take it. Like when you fall and look around to make sure no one saw you fall, but in reality everyone saw you fall, yeah. I was in elementary school, so when you get out of school, your parents have to go pick you up from the teacher and whatever. Elementary school days. So my mom had to go to the teacher to pick me up after school. My teacher walked up to my mom, explained the situation and what had happened during the day, and I overheard my mom tell me that I had to get signed up for it anyways. Obviously, was not the happiest little second grader in this time. I was a little bit pouty, very sad, not very happy. I remember the car ride home that day. My mom and I had a long talk about why I should do all the math I can while I have the opportunity. I'm pretty sure she made me make a pros and cons list, and obviously, to my mom's avail, there was way more pros than cons. The day of the test, I went in and thought I had done okay. I have pretty bad test anxiety, so I was kind of nervous when I walked in. I took the test and left. A couple weeks after that happened, we got our test results back. I ended up getting the highest score in the whole class, and after class, my teacher pulled me aside and asked me why I hadn't raised my hand originally, and I said because I didn't like math, and I never would. Wow, really sassy. She then said, but you're so good, why don't you like math? Well, this led to something else. The aftermath. Literally. Wow. As I've grown and matured, I've realized that math can actually be pretty fun and be very useful in everyday life. And that small event, although it may seem big, it is quite small. It is a little bit more than a day in my life. Was the beginning of my journey with my love for math. After that day, my love and need for more math grew. I would go home and work on math every moment I could, and to my mom's surprise, I actually kind of enjoyed doing math. Throughout the rest of my schooling, I always took all the math I could, and I was always do extra work whenever I could. Little side note, also in the 4th grade, I became that person who tells the teacher that they forgot about homework. Sorry about that one, to anyone who was in my class, whoops. I won't ever do that anymore. I've learned my lesson. But I always appreciate extra math work. In 5th grade, because of my ability and my love for science and math, I joined the science club in my elementary school. My team built a robot and took it to a competition and earned a medal for my team's cool robot. thought I was the coolest little 5th grader ever. In my senior year of high school, I took Calculus 1 and it was really fun. I enjoyed it so much that I'm taking Calculus this year, and last week I was about 2 weeks ahead on the homework, which obviously makes life a lot easier as I'm quite busy as a freshman in college. You know how people say to save the best for last? I always do my math homework last because I know I will enjoy doing it, and if it's a late night, it helps me relax from a busy day. Never thought I'd be saying those words, but I guess you never know. What does the future hold / what's the lesson to be learned from this story? Some days I just sit and think about how all of this really just stems from my mom and 2nd grade math teacher making me take an extra math test. I realize now that just because you don't like something in the present doesn't mean you will always not like it, and you will learn and grow as you get older and things will change. Now, being that I'm only 18, I still have a lot of my life to live, and we will see where this takes me. People always laugh when I tell this story because it seems dumb and like it wouldn't really go anywhere, and like it's math, so like not a lot of people like math. But because of my love for math, I've chosen to study biochemistry in college, and I'm on the pre-med path to become a doctor and help more people. I've really enjoyed talking with you guys today and creating this podcast for you guys. So if you guys would like, you can stay tuned for more podcasts later, or check out my YouTube page, or do really anything you want. So hope you have a good day. Bye. Thank you for everyone who listened to this podcast. If you would like to check out more podcasts, click here or check out our website. Thank you.